my name is Esther Falodun, and I'm excited to introduce my lovely family to you.
Hi, Falodun is my name, and I'm happy to be here with my lovely family.
Hi, my name is Diane, and I'm in grade 4, and I'm very excited to be in this video.
Hi, my name is Daniel Falodun. I'm in grade 6, and I'm happy to be in this family.
In the morning, we wake up, we start by singing praises, and we sing hymns. And after that, we go into the daily devotion proper. We discuss a topic that is related to Jesus, what he has done in the time past, how we can, use that for ourselves. And we ask different questions, and because we have enough time, so they have different questions, and he try to answer the questions, and we all resolve everything. And when everybody is well satisfied, we say our morning prayers for the family. We say our morning prayer for the family, and each and every one of us, we go to have the personal devotion with God. Personal relationship with God really matters apart from the family assembly. I go on my knees, they go on their knees to talk to God, they meditate, they read the word of God. Likewise, my wife and myself. So that's the way we start our morning before we go into the daily activities.
Thank you. Let's hear from Daniel and Diane. Daniel, do you want to share what your personal time with God looks like on a daily basis?
Well, each day I grab my devotional, then I sit down and read it. I normally read the verse first, and after I read what the devotional is trying to say, and then after I meditate and apply it to my life, how can I use it in my life, on a daily basis?
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Awesome. Diane, do you want to share yours?
So first when I go in, I read my devotional, then I read the Bible passage, then I read the thought of the day, and before that I pray. And I read the thought of the day, then I think about it. How can I apply it to my daily life? Maybe one day when it happens, I can apply, or maybe before or the past. And then I do my prayer for the devotional, then I go back to my Bible passage, and I go to my Bible and open that Bible passage because I like to read it in my translation. And then I read that, and then I do a final prayer, and then I move on.
That's nice. That's a good routine.
So we, just like my husband said, we try to make it as interactive as possible for them to apply. So it's not just learning, but then applying it to, school life and daily interactions with mom, with dad. And later in the evening as well, I also get to spend more time with them. One of the resources that I find very helpful is called Key for Kids. It's an online devotional, and every day they have a devotional as well. So that reinforces what we share as a family in the morning. And we also get to read the Bible passage. We look at how about you. There's a section called How About You that, how do we relate this to our lives practically. So this is kind of in a nutshell how we share Jesus with our children.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's best we start with Deuteronomy 6, verse 6. It says, "And you must commit yourselves wholeheartedly to these commands that I'm giving you today. Repeat them again and again to your children." So first of all, it was as parents committing ourselves wholeheartedly to God's commands, being that role model. And that's something that my husband and I strive to do every day. Again, we know that life is learning and growing on a daily basis. And so we strive to, be that role model, be that example, be the kind of parents that they see Jesus living in us. They see that living faith. And sometimes we make mistakes, right? We're not perfect. But then, and that's where, talking about Jesus becomes real to them. It's, saying, you know what, you might not get it the first time, sometimes you win, sometimes you learn, but it's, trying to be that example. And then, the next verse, or the second part of that verse in Deuteronomy says, impress it upon your children, or repeat it again and again to your children. So then it becomes real in them, it becomes relatable to them when they see us first, connected to God. So I think that's one practical thing for me. That's the first. Other practical things would be, looking for moments, I call them teachable moments during the day or in their week, where we're able to relate, what they're struggling with, or what they're maybe having a conflict, and what the Word of God says, and bringing it home, kind of looking at what does the Word of God say? What's God's view on this? I think that's also very important, is, how do they apply it? So when we look at their devotions every day, their personal devotions, and even family devotions, or when they watch something on Right Now Media, or even a movie on Netflix, we look at what's God's view. I think that's practical for them, because children, again, they like to, sometimes they ask me, when you were growing up, was it like this for you? So also sharing my experience, and where I probably missed it, and where I probably had success, sharing with them. Those are practical ways for them to learn about Jesus, and how they can embrace God and this living faith in their life as they continue to go through.
Sunday is always a lovely day. Even since when I was young, we always look forward to the Sundays. Sunday here, we wake up, make sure we wake up on time, and we come to the sitting room, we put on the TV, and we start looking at the countdown, 45, 44 till,
Right.
it's just interesting. And the essential part of the service, which is worship. All the service as a whole is very important, but we love worshiping God. So we come down, we worship, and we stand up. And I could remember there was a time where all the churches in Canada, a lot of churches in Canada, they worship online, and they sang the song, and I really love that piece. So we do that every Sunday. We worship and we listen to the Word of God. And when we're listening to the Word of God, we maintain absolute silence. We don't want any disturbance, and we pick our Bibles, and we follow the pastor. And it's been very, very interesting. And my daughter here, she has her home class, and she will just go by the side and attend her home class, and it's very, very lovely.
Diane, do you want to share how you roll along on Sunday with Kids World?
Okay. So on Sundays, I go to the Kids World website, and then there's a attached activity sheet, and look up Bible verses and ask questions. So I do that, and then after I watch the Sunday YouTube playlist, has some singing, dancing, and learning a lot of lessons. And I love dancing, so
I know.
so I dance a lot. And on Wednesdays, I also do the attached activity sheet, ask questions, look up Bible verses, and then I do the Wednesday YouTube playlist. And again, I like to sing and dance. And I really like the program Connect HQ. I love to write to them someday. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Thank you. Danielle, do you want to share how, I know you attend online church with mom and dad, but then for Wednesday, what do you get to do on Wednesday?
Well, on Wednesday I do Prime, and Prime is a youth ministry and we come together online since we're in quarantine. We come together on Zoom, and we do the Alpha series, and I really enjoy this because it brings you closer to God and understands the question of life. And we do like fun things like challenges, like who can do the best trick shots, and it's really fun to do, and I really enjoy the worship, and yeah, that's fun.
Just like we've all said, also the best part for me is the worship. I really love praise and worship, and it's interesting, even from home, it's still the same. We still feel that presence of God as we worship together as a family, and we embrace God's presence. So that's how we share. That's how we have a service online as a family. Well, let's hear from Daniel and Diane. But before we hear from them, I thought to share a verse that really kept us anchored, a verse that we found helpful. We call it the power verse. It's in Philippians 4 verse 6, and it's something that really helped us. Diane, do you want to share the verse?
The verse is, don't worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Ask God for what you need and thank Him for what He has done.
Yes. So we found Philippians 4:6 to be very helpful because it kind of embraces, thankfulness, gratitude, being grateful, which on some days was really hard, but it helped us, it kept us anchored to being grateful to God, to counting our blessings, to praying when we are worried. Daniel, do you want to share how you apply this in your life, like every day, or a specific instance where this is really helpful?
Well, how I put this in my life is when I'm worried and I'm troubled, what I do is I go to God, I pray to Him, and I thank Him for what He has done for me, and then I tell Him what's struggling me, and it's just a really good feeling when we talk to God.
And it gives you that peace.
Yeah.
Good. So for me as a mom, the story is not different. I find some days I need an extra dose of grace. And going back to this verse really helps because, again, I go back to, God has kept me, every day for me was a gift, was an opportunity to get closer to Him and connect and help other people. So, going back to this verse really helped with moments in my everyday life, with, reaching out to Him when I'm worried or I'm drained, and homeschooling was another piece that really required a lot of grace and patience, which I didn't really have. But going back to this verse, pray to Him, tell Him what you need, and thank Him for what He has done. And He says, don't worry. So that helped me. Some days when I find it hard, going back to this verse really helped me. Lastly, Diane, we also I wanted to share, we did this quarantine time capsule just to kind of, look at highlights of the season, what we're grateful for, what we did as a family. And I'd like Diane to just share a couple of things from the time capsule.
Okay, so I will share what I'm most thankful for. And what I'm most thankful for is that I have a family and that I have God by my side. And also, my teacher from Kids World, she really encouraged me because she wrote me a note that she prays for me and that she reads her Bible and she prays for me and that she encourages me to pray and read my Bible often so that I can stay in touch with God. So I just want to thank her for sending me this card and a fortune teller. And
what's her name?
Her name is Miss Janetta.
Oh. So that's kind of how we, this also helped my daughter. As soon as she got this card, it was very helpful for her. Every day, sometimes she goes back to the card and she reads the words I like the verse on the first page. It says, "Let the beauty of the Lord our God be upon us." That's Psalm 90 verse 17. So these are the, this was how we infused God into moments in our daily lives, was going back to His Word, just keeping anchored in that. Last video, just as a summary, especially to those parents out there that might be wondering, where do I even start from? I was like this some years ago. I didn't really know what to do, but I knew that I wanted the best for my kids. I would say the journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step, right? So we can start from wherever we are. We can always start from wherever we are and be more intentional. I find that parenting, especially Christian or kingdom, I call it kingdom parenting because we want to raise kingdom-minded kids. But I find it's more of influencing them than trying to control or reactive parenting. And so it's looking at ourselves every day. It's, how am I influencing my child? How can I be better? How can I learn? Again, life is about learning and growing and stretching. It's what can I do differently? And again, God is the source. God is the source of that wisdom and that strength that we need to be successful in parenting. It's a tough job for sure, but being more intentional really helps, and just taking it one day at a time. I think it's also worth it to share a couple of resources that really blessed me. I have this encouraging words for mothers. I also have Tony Evans, Raising Kingdom Kids. Another one that really helps is Train Up a Child and Be Glad You Did by Aaron J. Sala. But there are lots of resources. This, right now, media focus on the family is awesome because they have a parenting category, and it's age is by age groups and the stage of your child's growth. So I just thought to share this, and we're human and sometimes we miss it. Sometimes I feel like, okay, I don't think I'm being at my best, but I try not to compare myself with any. I get experiences, I learn and I share with others, but I try not to compare myself with and compare my children with other children and compare my parenting with other parenting, because then sometimes you feel like, no, I think I'm missing it. But I think doing the best we can and striving to be the best we can every day is the simple approach to raising children.